Good morning, good morning. Oops. Let's go up that road. Off-roading in Utah. Just so you know, when we go to leave, what we're pulling behind us. Whew. I wanted a challenge. I got one. Come along for the ride. Pretty good winter tires. Sight. Okay, we're loaded. We'll see if I can make a U-turn. Okay, made that look almost easy. I don't have my tripod with me, so I got it kind of jacked up. Having my camera hooked up the way it is. Speed manual transmission. So we got our accelerator locked. Gonna be fun come winter time. Yeehaw! We just got loaded. Normally I load about 285. This time we did 183, or no, yeah, 183, because like we were not supposed to come back here with the pup, but my rookie butt kind of found out the hard way.
Turn left on E122154 and 148.
We need to turn this down. So I never use GPS, right? Well, out here you have to use it. It's for the wells. It's not for highways. You can't find these wells unless you use this program. So I'm down to the GPS crowd. I don't know if I could turn that thing off. I don't think it's going to talk too much. Anyway. So yeah, getting the boot. I got a boot from Quality. After 10.5 years, instead of getting like a gold watch, well, that's retirement, but you know, instead of getting something for your devotion, dedication to service, over 1.5 million accident-free miles. I got a boot. Let's see. You turn left, right? So this is why you need GPS. So yeah. Anyway, I'll tell you that in a second here. But the reason, like being a rookie on this here, it said 200 barrels of oil and semi-load, meaning you drop the pup, which makes it a super load. And I didn't do that because of my rookie status. So I get back here, and then I got up on a hill behind us to the right here. We're going that way, and I called the dispatch, and I'm like, hey, I just noticed it says 200 barrels. Oh yeah, you're supposed to leave your pup. Find a place to drop it. Okay, so I'm done. I am done with that. I don't know how to do turn the volume off. It says the speaker's off, but I can't do it. My God, that's going to drive me insane. Anyway, so I found a place to drop the pup, another well site, and I was going to do that, and it's missing the jack stand. Look at this hairpin turn with 105 feet overall length. It's supposed to have a jack that spins like a camper or a trailer, regular trailer jack. You know, it spins on that thing, and then you put a pin in it, and then you can crank down on it to hold it up. And I have my side toolbox open. Let me go close that real quick. I'll put on pause. Okay, we're back. But yeah, so I couldn't drop the trailer because I didn't have a jack stand to crank it down on that lever. Well, the whole beam, it's a beam that connects between the two trailers. Connects the back trailer to the front trailer. Anyway, I gotta pause it here for a minute. Coming to a well site. Probably would have been all right, but they tell us they don't want us to film at well sites. So look at this turn up here coming right here. This one, the guy told me, I was talking to the pumper, he goes, oh yeah, you hit that one over there. In the wintertime, make sure you keep going straight, go up the hill, turn around up there, and then come around and make a right-hand turn like right there, coming down that road, because this, he goes, what happens is these guys try to make this turn right here, which we're doing, and going back to where we just came from in the snow, and then they end up sliding there to our right and getting stuck. So he goes, you don't want to get stuck, this is how you do it. I'm like, okay. Woo!
Turn slide right on U122154 and 340 feet.
Shut up.
Turn slide right on U12.
I should probably just
340 feet.
Disconnect it, and then I'm trying to get back to where we were. Look at that drop off right there. Don't want to go in that with the pup. I kind of remember how to get there from here, but I just got it on so I don't go down a wrong road. With these trucks that are like this long, you have to, if you miss your spot or take the wrong road or do something like that, you just keep on going until you find another well site. Then you can flip a U-ey in that and head back. But, so, oh, this is Brutus. Or, no, what did I say, Brutus? No, Buster. His name is Buster Truck. Bust through all this stuff. KW W990. Big boy. A little meathead in the driver's seat driving it. So, yeah, I got the boot from my dedication and all that for that other company with blue trucks. I was going to retire there, but you know, what the heck. this Build Back Better. Some of you are going to get mad about that, but oh well. It is so good that I was driving 500 to 1,000 miles and sitting for 2 or 3 days. And it just kept on happening back to back. I was like a month and a half I was going through that. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I got pretty upset up in Billings. They put me on a liftgate trailer. And I told them I should never have been put on that liftgate because it's even harder to load because it's a liftgate. And some of these receivers and shippers don't have you have to grab a hold of the DOT bar for the ramp to go down so they can load you. Well, this doesn't have it. It does, but it's way under. It can't reach it. So I told them after 4 days of sitting, I was pissed. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take this trailer back to Denver empty. And I'll pay for it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you have to get out of there, just fly out and fly back when we have a load. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. Well, I had it all booked. It was $300 round trip. I had a doctor's appointment Saturday, and I had jury duty on Monday. Well, I got there on Monday, and it was the following Monday. This is where I turned around, or up here is where I called dispatch and go, hey, I think I might be on the wrong road. Or not the wrong road, I just make sure. They're like, yeah, you should have left your pup. Ah, shut up, man. How do these guys drive with that thing? Ah, it would drive me insane. It is driving me insane. Apologies. Anyway, so I've been sitting there for 4 days, and I was well beyond upset. And I told him, I go, I'll take this trailer back to Denver empty, and I'll pay for it. Well, meaning I would do the $2 a mile that they weren't getting. This is going to shut up here shortly. I get on a long road where I don't have another turn. Anyway, I get back there. He calls me. He's like, oh, hey, when you get back here, come see me. I'm like, okay. I go, don't worry. I called you earlier. I want you to call me, but I was just looking for a flight, when I should book a flight to return to Billings. A $300 round trip. He goes, but they gave me a load. He's like, oh, okay. Well, just come see me when you get in. I'm like, okay. So I'm supposed to pick it up on Friday. I picked it up on Thursday. Had it in Denver Thursday night. Go to my doctor's appointment. I guess I had a doctor's appointment Friday, which I could have rescheduled. Anyway. And then, like, I suppose I wondered why I called you in here. I go, imagine talking about what happened in Billings. Yeah, you're fired. Like, oh, nice. Well, you want to know why I said what I said? Well, I didn't say it either. I did it in a text. I didn't even act on it. And so I was just like, well, what I meant was, since they weren't going to move the truck until they got paid for it, I was going to pay for it. I was going to pay the $2 a mile, $1,100, $1,200 to get back to Denver, get me out of my predicament. I was literally going crazy. Get me out of that situation, and then I'll go home. You guys call me when you get work. When this Build Back Better is so good, bring it back, and there be work, right? So yeah, no, there is none. Trucking companies are failing left and right. So I go, well, but you fired me, so okay. Packed up my bags, cleaned up my truck, and we hit the road, head back home. Hung out for a while, got to hang out with my youngest grandson, Jace, J-A-C-E, like Mace, but with J. Anyway, that was great. And then I go, well, I better get back to work. Nobody was paying what I was making at Quality, and then Quality dropped the wages down 10 cents a mile for everybody. So I was, one of the reasons I got the boot too instead of a gold watch was because I was too high pay. So I couldn't find anything in trucking because, like I said, they're failing. Nobody wants to pay. And then all because of his war on oil. And that's why the prices went from $2.50 to $5. gallon. But so I looked around Provo, Utah, because I wasn't finding anything out of Grand Junction area, and I've come across oil. Here we are. And I definitely found, whoa, where's he? Too low a gear there. Found something to challenge me. Tell me this ain't gonna be a challenge come wintertime. Loaded. 10 axles. I don't know how many tires, but we have 4 axles that have quads on them. The drives and the tandems on the tandems are usually trailer wheels. So yeah, anyway, I was gonna go back to the yard and I gotta find a piece of tape, maybe I can cover that up. Go back to the yard and drop this trailer, but that would have took me, it was like 40 miles away, well 30, but it's a lot of this. So this would have took forever. I would probably be just now leaving Roosevelt, Utah to come back here. If I didn't get down there and do what we did by taking the super back there. Not supposed to do that. But we got a few skills left over. Let me see. Anybody coming up this highway on 21? I got to let you know I'm coming down loaded. Don't hear nothing from anybody, so we'll just. I've already came up this highway, this road, and
turn left onto Brundage Canyon RD and 3/4 speed.
It wasn't that bad. I can swing by another truck up here. I need to. Well, that's too low. I need to go drop a gear. Can't find it, grind it. Yeah, I had to get used to these manual transmissions. Been automatic for the last 9 years. And I don't mind automatics. I actually kind of like them, but not here. You'll see, I'll make some other videos of where we're headed. 9% grade each side for 5 miles. Up 191 Indian Summit and down. I'm from Duchesne, Utah to Price, Utah. So now, like over here, this is like I get 30% of the load. I'm working for somebody. Working for a living, working. And homie, don't play that. Well, I did. I never bought a truck, OTR. Why? Because quality was paying me very well. I got a brand new truck every couple of years, every year and a half. Year and a half, actually. So, I go buy a truck. Well, that was then, this is now. So I think we can get it up our speed a little bit. I started seeing how this operation works out here. And it's not all like this, what we're doing right here. A lot of times I come up to a well that's like modern, I guess, metered, everything's computer driven, super fast load. And now that one's going to be a long one, so we shouldn't hear this freaking thing for a while. I'll get it figured out where I don't have to hear that anymore. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of loading from those computer sites. Makes it pretty nice. You're right off the highway, sort of. This here is backcountry. There's a lot of wells out here. I heard it's kind of waxy. It's a cosmetic oil. Be surprised how much stuff you have that's made from oil.
1.9 miles.
Oh man, we have to hear her another time or two because we got to turn right in about 2 miles. So we'll have to hear her again. Then it should be good. But so yeah, it's waxy, kind of like candles. When it cools down, it gets cold, it gets solid. And I never realized that oil was black and yellow. Some of the stuff is a high gravity. It almost looks like diesel fuel. So when it cools, it solidifies. So you see a lot of them rail cars, that's where we're headed. The rail cars will take that we load into the rail cars, and it just cools down, and then it's a solid. By the time they go to unload it, they reheat it with steam, and it liquefies, and then they drain it. And I always thought, like Colorado, they're like, we don't want that here, the oil spill. Like, no, it doesn't spill. Like what we're carrying right now, yeah, it'll spill because it's hot, 160 degrees, 155. Insulated trailer. So it's pretty hot, but and it's heated. But anyway, we'll unload it, and then we'll go preload, and then it'll spend the night. Even if it gets down below zero, it'll spend the night in the trailer. And then I'll go deliver it early in the morning. So there's a lot of money, like $1,000 they pay a load to transport it. I get 300. Well, I'm doing all the work, but I don't own the tractor. So, and you don't have to own the trailers too. They'll let you borrow them or lease them out to you or whatever, the company you drive for. They want you to drive and have a tractor. Or they'll give you one. You can work for as a company driver. But as an owner-op, then you just pretty much do it how you want to do it. Then, you can make pretty good money. I did 8 loads last week. That's $8,000 I grossed for this company. Plus, there's some change in there. And I get $2,400. Then the government takes a whole bunch from me. These people, they take a whole bunch, so I don't end up with much by the time it's said and done. So driving around thinking, a little bit rough, that I should be maybe buy my own truck. I think is what I should do. I should learn how to shift. That's another thing I should do. So I'll get my tripod up and running and get to filming like we used to do. Yeah, all these roads go all over the place out here, and you have to kind of know what you're doing. You're going to turn right. And I think we're going to turn up here in a bit.
Turn right onto Silver's Canyon, RD 114.
Oh, there it is right here. And then we should be good. We should be able to go for quite a ways without hearing her speaking. So if I ever thought that I had a few skills, well, now I'm going to find out if I actually do have them. Because this here is a different ball game out here. You're just doing the oil period. You have to have some grit, I guess, is what they're saying.
Continue on to Antelope Canyon, RD at 3.5
They're like, it's
miles.
not for a lot of people. And I tell you, to be honest with you, I first saw the length of this truck, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. Then I saw where we have to go, and I'm like, yeah, I really don't know about this. I don't think I'm going to be able to cut the mustard. But one thing led to another. I just kind of like kept plugging along, and then I'm like, maybe I can do this. It looks like I can. Well, I'm doing it. It's going to be fun in wintertime, which is not around. It's almost Thanksgiving. It's right around the corner. So there's that to look forward to. And the chains, they run doubles out here. They call them 3-rail. I call them double. They call them 3-rail. But so basically, when you chain up, if I had to chain this truck right now, all 8 of my drive axles would have chains on them. Where OTR, driving over the highway, throw chains on, it's only on one wheel, just enough to give you traction. So anyway, this is just an update on that. I will see, where am I at? Am I shifting? Not thinking about it, and then you end up going, oh, where do I go in my next gear, because I don't know what gear I'm in. So yeah, it's just a quick update, kind of what's going on. I'll be doing some more videos, of course, and keep them rolling. Especially when we go in the backcountry like this, it's kind of fun. And come across these challenges. There's a lot of puzzles to this oil gig, because you gotta you get to a well site. Not every one is the same. They're all different, obviously. But when you go to load, sometimes you have to like add hoses to your fill hose, and then go underneath the truck and load from the left when normally you load from the right. But you don't know until you get there. And then they give you coordinates basically for where to get the well. And then when you get there, on your way there, you don't know what the road's going to be like. You're going to go up, you're going down, it's going to be level, you don't know. There's a sign usually when you go to off-road, it says that in the wintertime, just chain up, or if it's wet, just chain up, because you're going to need to eventually, so I might as well just do it, get it over with. And we'll get into all that fun stuff. Yeah, and I don't hold anything against quality. I kind of do. It was kind of cheesy. I did that. I mean, man, 10 and a half years, I never had any issues, and then just boom, dropped me like a hot potato. Could have been like, hey, dude, you can't be doing stuff like that, or at least talk to me like, hey, what did you mean? Because we're gonna fire you if you say what we think you said. I would be like, no, I was just gonna pay the mileage rate so I can get out of there. I wasn't trying to drop it and quit, because a lot of people do that. They'll take a trailer, go back, and either leave it right there or go back to the yard, then leave it, you know, say drive down there empty. I wasn't going to do that. I was going to pay the freight bill empty, irregardless. That's why I kind of feel about that a bit. I think they could have been more adult about the whole thing and said, hey, look at it, what's going on? Instead of just like, boom. But with this Build Back Better, it's doing so good. Get rid of your high pay people. But when I got done, I sat there, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get my hazmat. So I went through the background checks. I've had it before. Went through all that. It took longer this time. I was getting a bit worried. But now I'm pre-flight check, or pre-check for airplanes. It's kind of nice. I don't know much of a difference. It still takes time to go through all that stuff, but anyway. So yeah, here we are. With that being said, thanks again for riding shotgun with Mountain Man Mike. Sorry it took so long to get some videos out, but I didn't have a job. Until the next time, enjoy. Peace. Gotta get my tripod back. Oops. See ya.